Why we keep repeating same mistakes? Have you ever noticed that sometimes some people they find it so hard to change over something? They've made mistake, they promise to actually change, they promise to actually be a better person. But instead of them to actually keep to that change, they just find themselves repeating same mistakes again and again. Or are you the person that feels like you are stuck in certain thing that you feel it is impossible for you to break out of because you've made that same mistake at all time. It could be emotional, it could be financial, it could be psychological, it could be anything that will just be making you making that mistake, and you feel so helpless around it. Welcome to Psychology Compass, where we unravel mysteries behind human behavior, human relation, behavioral science, and everything that has to do with psychology. Over here, we break psychology down into simplest, understandable language for everyone to understand. Because we do not need to bore you with jargons. We have to say it in the simplest possible language. So if you are new here, kindly subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Follow this channel. Let us actually learn from each other. Because the reason behind creating this channel is to actually make each other better and improve as a person, improve our interpersonal relationship too, and understanding people better and the psychology behind their actions. So now, in this video, we will learn why repeated mistake is common, why people repeat mistakes, and why it feels so helpless to break out of it. And we'll talk about the practical ways to help yourself to break out of that circle of repeating same mistakes. Now follow me. It could be a habit that you're trying to break away. It could be your spending pattern, it could be financial mistake. It could be your psychological problem that you're trying to correct. It could be anything that is actually keeping you stuck on a particular spot. You feel like you are helpless about it. For someone, it could be smoking. For someone, it could be living a better life. For someone, it may be being better in the personal relationship. For someone, it could be improving on your work ethics. So, but because you are actually stuck on this, you keep making the same mistake that's preventing you from taking that action. So that is the reason behind this video today. We will break it down. When you understand it, you'll be able to identify it, and you will stop making that same mistakes. So follow me. Don't get it wrong. Let's break it down. Mistake is normal. It's part of our existence. We are humans. We can make mistakes. We are not perfect. Because mistake itself can actually make us grow. Mistake itself means we are trying. Mistakes means we want to improve. Mistakes means we identify our weakness. Mistake means we can actually improve. But the problem is this: when the same mistakes keep happening, it becomes a problem, a psychological problem, where we feel like we are chained to that obstacle that we may find so very, very difficult to break away from. So that is when the problem starts. When the same mistake keeps happening, you start feeling like, can't I just break away from this circle? It could be emotional mistake where something that you don't have to do, but you after you have done it, you realize that you have made a very big error, and you have been doing that for quite some time. It could be you yelling at a colleague. It could be you overreacting over certain things. It could be you unable to stop a habit. Sorry. It could be you being unable to stay firm with your decision. It could be anything. So the same mistake will not be like circle, always keeping you in that ring that you cannot easily get out. So now, what we need to understand is this. The reason behind this is numerous, but I'll be mentioning few ones in this video so that we'll be able to identify why it's like that. Number one thing is because your brain likes familiarity. Our brain likes familiarity. We want something that is that's familiar to us, something that we are used to, something that we have been doing before. In the case of smoking, or in the case of yelling or screaming at someone, or in case of being able to control your emotions, because we are actually stuck in that behavior, we'll feel like it is always the best that we can do. So because our mind feels the familiarity is better than uncertainty, our mind fails to actually try something new. That is number one reason. Number two reason is that because you are aware doesn't mean you can correct. Awareness doesn't necessarily mean change. Awareness doesn't mean change. You can be aware that something is not good, but ability to change becomes a problem because your mind has only identified the problem, but your mind has not designed how to actually stop the problem from occurring again. So awareness itself is not enough to compare to change, to prepare you to change. So that's number two. Number three reason why we repeat same mistakes is because by nature, by nature, human mind is designed for comfort. Whatever pattern you have been doing that you have been used to, your mind sees it as a comfort zone. Your mind gets relaxation from doing it. So your mind doesn't want something that will actually change that pattern. That is it. The mind doesn't want anything to change that pattern. Then number four is that our continuous pattern reinforces behavior. Continuous pattern reinforces behavior. If you are always the type that make same mistake, it's because you continuously make that mistake, it now becomes a behavior for you. So whenever you make that mistake, your mind feel like it has done something familiar. So that problem will always keep coming. Now, what should be on your mind is how to actually stop making same mistakes. How can we stop making same mistake? Number one method to actually stop making mistakes is to identify what the problem is. Identify what the problem is. It could be your spending pattern that you want to actually change. You know that you buy things you don't need. You just go on the shop on the website and you start picking items that you don't want. Identify the problem. Now, the problem is that I keep doing certain things that I don't want to be doing. So when you identify it, you'll be able to actually pin it down. That's number one thing. You need to identify the problem. Number two is to break away the triggers. Don't focus on the problem itself. Focus on the triggers. What is the cause of doing that? What actually leads you into doing it? What are the triggers? Let's take example. For example, somebody who smokes. You have been planning to stop smoking. You've actually tried therapy and everything to actually stop. But you realize that the trigger is whenever you are with your friends that are drinking, you also want to drink. And when you drink, you also want to smoke. Identify the trigger. The trigger for such a person will be drinking. After drinking, start smoking again. And that cycle continue like that. So that mistake will keep occurring. So identify the triggers. Number three, break away the pattern. Break away the pattern. Because this is it. In the case of trying to stop smoking, and you realize that when you are with your friends and you are drinking, that's when you smoke. Then what you need to do is that, okay, fine. The pattern is you don't go out with your friends to drink. Break the pattern. Because when you break the pattern, you've actually helped your mind to stay in control of whatever decision that will follow up. So your mind can stay in control and say, I don't want to drink. I don't want to smoke. So break the pattern. And number four is to set your mind on the importance of taking that correction. Set your mind. What do I stand to gain from improving myself? What do I start to gain from better financial decision? What do I start to gain from having a better relationship? So identify, set your mind on the target, on the result you want to achieve. Because when you are able to actually pick the results, that will be your focus point. It will now be your driving force to help you to achieve whatever you want to achieve and stop making the same mistake that is preventing you from achieving that goal. So now, having identified those things, I'm very glad you are with me to this end. Now, the last point, which is equally very, very important, is to understand that you are human. You can make mistakes. So when you make mistake, don't be too harsh with yourself. Don't be too harsh on yourself. Identify that you are human and identify the room for improvement. Identify the room for improvement. So if you have followed me this far in this video, thank you so much. I'd like to see you again. And if you're new to this channel, like I said, kindly subscribe. Let us actually make it better. And put it in the comment section. What is that mistake that keeps happening to you that you want to actually stop? Let us read from you. Let us actually enjoy you. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.